Hey everyone, my name's Alyssa.
And my name is Brennan, and welcome back to the Modern Singer Podcast.
So this week, we're talking about how to live out of a suitcase, aka life on the road.
Dun, 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 dun. Don't sue me, Andrew Lloyd Webber, especially since you've stolen music from other composers. Anyway.
Boop, boop, boop. So there's a lot that goes into this. There's a lot of different things to take into account for me and for you. We have to think about pets.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I also have to think about, I'm immunocompromised, so when I travel, I tend to get sick. So I have to also look at my kind of travel and, like, what I know about myself. We're just, like, hopping into it today.
Pretty much.
What I know about myself is I am not a tour girly.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to do a tour, a national tour, for any show, opera, musical theater, whatever, it's going to have to be a role that I would drop dead to have. Glinda, Anastasia, Karen Smith, because I love her.
Oh my God, Glenn Coco, I love your work. No, Danny DeVito. Never mind. I just combined two references. It's fine.
Danny DeVito? Karen
That's
Smith,
the movie.
Mean Girls.
I know, but yeah, Danny DeVito, I love your work is from the movie, but then Glenn Coco, I just combined the lines.
Ew.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm over here getting very
We've
confused.
self-taped way too hard today. It's fine.
We really did. We spent an hour getting through 1, 2, 3, 4 sides? 5 sides? Five sides. I had 3, you had 2.
Yes, but my 2 felt like 5.
Well, 2 of mine weren't real English.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And then the other one, I had a line at the beginning and a line at the end that I could never remember.
It's fine.
Anyway, thank you, sir. And then I curtsied.
And then you curtsied. Honestly, that was my favorite part.
Script. I personally would prefer a regional contract over a tour, and I would prefer a local contract over that. So I know for me, I haven't gone to a regional contract since 2021 when I was with Charlottesville. And I did live out of a suitcase, but it was kind of different. It was a 3-week homestay, but I know you live out of a suitcase a lot more than I do.
I do. I just finished living out of a suitcase, but will go back to living out of a suitcase in just a short 2 weeks.
Oh, I forgot you're back there in 2 weeks.
I'm back in 2 weeks and living out of the same suitcases, but this time...
At least they're pretty.
It's so pretty. Yes, thank you. Thank you, luggage. But things to think about, too, is I'm going back to the same place, and they are taking care of my travel. The first time they allowed me to fly, so I had to consider packing using a suitcase that wasn't going to go over 50 pounds for a checked bag, taking advantage of my personal items. This time that I'm now going back to that same contract after this 3-week break, I'm driving. So I get to fill my car up to the brim with all of the essential items, which it's funny how driving to a contract gives me so much more joy all of a sudden. It really
Whereas
does.
I'm over here going, I will have a legit panic attack, anything else.
It's fine. I know, because I think this one of the reasons I'm so excited to be driving is I get to bring a lot more essentials so I don't have to pay for them when I'm on the road. I'm that savings girly where I now have the grocery apps, the local grocery store apps for the grocery stores that I'm traveling to. I am clipping those digital coupons. I literally have a physical coupon for non-dairy Ben & Jerry's that I get to use when I go back to this contract.
And if you don't use it, I will be so mad at you.
This is the receipt. If I don't use it before July 1st, I did it wrong. So let's see if I remember.
Correct.
But I am so happy to... I would love to talk about my essential packing list of what I bring.
Hit me. Because I don't even know what I would bring anymore.
I know. And it's, of course, ever-changing. But things I definitely bring with me is I bring a humidifier and I make sure I am stocked up on any of like the little vapor pads or the liquid that goes in there. But I bring a humidifier. I make sure that I'm stocked up on all of my medications that I would potentially need. I bring Mucinex 2, Nasonex, Flonase, all of that because Zicam. Yes, make sure you're ready to go. And because you might get sick, we're meeting so many new people. I just came off of a contract where I was also working with kids and students.
Yep.
And definitely germs. I also bring a neti pot with me. And those are kind of the essential I don't want to get sick situation is
For me, the other one is an air purifier.
Yes, air purifier is also really great to have. Just you don't know where I'm so lucky to now be working for companies that put me up. They give me transportation and have given me housing, but you don't know what you're necessarily walking into. So you want to make sure.
Especially as a younger artist.
Yes. You want to make sure that you can be as prepared as you can. But those are my I don't want to get sick on this contract type of deals. As far as kitchen essentials that I like to bring, I will bring spices. I am that person who will bring certain spices with me for cooking purposes. I have to have chili flakes or red bell pepper flakes. Yes. I have to have the everything but the bagel seasoning.
Always.
What are other things? Oh yeah, I know I have friends who literally bring, the pill cases that have like the Monday, Tuesday,
yes.
Wednesday flaps. I know people who bring those pill cases, but each compartment is filled with a different spice. That's how they travel with them, right? So I thought that was so genius.
Also, do they fly with them is my next question, and how do they get them through TSA without TSA thinking they're drugs?
Well, most likely, I'm hoping that they checked those spices. Let's go with that. So it's baking soda, I promise. Oh gosh.
It's just dill.
It's just dill. It's saffron.
It's oregano, I promise.
Oh, goodness. But yes, no, like that's what I'm also thinking of. Is like I'm thinking of kitchen essentials. I bring Tupperware with me.
Oh, yes.
I bring like 1 or 2 sets of Tupperware with me. I make sure I bring reusable straws because one, you can also use them for vocal warm-ups, and then you can put them in your coffee later. So kitchen-wise, that's what I like to bring. I really make sure I have my spices, my Tupperware. If I'm driving, then I can bring the full cooler of my Trader Joe's goodies with me.
Nice.
It's happening this next time. I'm so excited. But, and also maybe packing a good knife that obviously I put in the checked bag, but bringing maybe some things that you like to cook with that are portable and can fit. Because once again, you might be going to a kitchen that their pans or pots might not be as nice. You don't know.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people who bring rice cookers.
Wow. Okay, yeah, because there are some smaller ones. I've seen that before.
Yeah, or like the single serving crock pot.
Yeah, I love that is a good idea. Or those types of frying pans that have the heat in them already, like a portable one. Those I have never tried one, I'll have to admit, but I'm intrigued.
Those freak me out because I feel like they're a fire hazard.
Yeah, that makes sense. But if it's worked for you, then great. But yeah, I know those exist.
I'm all for like an electric griddle.
Yes.
But self-heating pans is where I draw my line.
Understandable. That is an understandable line. Other things that I pack with me, I pack some desk items. I pack stamps, envelopes, thank you notes, of course,
I always bring my thank you notes. I have so many.
Mm-hmm. I know, so I make sure I'm stocked up for all of that as well, too, especially stamps, in case I'm mailing birthday cards or things like that, where I might need to use stamps, and you never know. Where I'm going to is a very, very rural place, so access to stamps besides a post office might be harder to come by. That's another thing to keep in mind, too, is where is this contract? Are you in a metropolitan area where you have access to a Target? Do you have access to any essentials, or are you going to a place that is more remote and you need to consider bringing more things with you? Other things I like to bring, my fellow textured haired girlies, bring your bonnet, bring your pillowcase that you want to do.
Oh, I bring my own pillowcase and my own pillow.
Yes, I am considering bringing my own pillow this time to my next contract as well. It's just a preference too. I bring, of course, my own hair towel with my crazy curly hair. I also bring a smaller towel with me that is specifically to help wipe my makeup off.
I love those.
Mm-hmm. I'll bring one of those with me too. So that I think has become an essential. And also depending on what type of contract you're going to, they might provide sheets, they might provide towels. There is a good chance you will not like the texture of those. So something to consider in your budget when you get there. You might have to take that into consideration for your budget.
I had a contract I was on that I was living in a college dorm.
That happens a lot. That does happen a lot.
Yeah, there was no fridge. There was no kitchen access. The only thing you could do was eat at their campus cafeteria, which didn't have any food I wasn't allergic to.
Oh, goodness.
So that was a fun contract. But also thinking of like the mattress, knowing how to... I've gotten very comfortable over the years sleeping in uncomfortable beds.
Oh, no. Yes, I understand. It's a struggle we have to burden, basically. It's not very fun.
I feel like everyone else likes sleeping in a firm bed, and I'm over here going, I would like to lay in a cloud, please.
Yeah, it would be ideal. But I know artist friends who have purchased mattress pads on the job. Or like just foam mattress pads well too. There was another thing. Heating pads, bringing a heating pad with you is also a very, very good idea.
Yeah, for
bath
injuries,
salts.
for cramps.
Exactly. Kind of going into the wellness part. I am very, very tempted to purchase a cheap Theragun. I know you have one.
Yeah, I have one.
Yes.
It's literally in my backpack. I carry it around. I use the Hyper Ice one because I'm a personal trainer and a yoga teacher, I actually get discounts.
But having a Theragun, especially for our dancer friends.
Or even if you're just in like a track where you're up and down, like you're playing Hansel this summer, that's a very physical track.
I did the first version of Hansel, which was a 35-minute school version where I only had one water break the entire show for 45 seconds, and then I came right back on.
It sounds like last time I played Susanna.
Yep, I was a cute little jumping bean the whole time, and I am a big fan of bath salts as well.
The legal kind.
Oh, yes, noted. But it's Dr. Teal's, thank you.
I'm actually allergic to Dr. Teal's. There's coconut in that.
Oh,
so for my other people who are allergic to coconut, there's actually a version. I get it off of Amazon because it's the only like supplier that I can find ready access to. I'll link it, but I've got a cute little like glass jar in my bathroom with a little scoopy scoop, and I just toss that in my bath. Yeah, no, it's amazing. I highly recommend Epsom salt baths. Hi, welcome to I'm a personal trainer.
Epsom salt baths. Oh.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm a personal trainer. I am not a doctor. I have to say that, otherwise they can take my certification. So, Epsom salt baths are really, really good for you because it helps to decrease inflammation, which is a godsend on your joints.
Absolutely.
It's also really good if you fall down on your knees really hard. It helps with bruises, which I learned through personal experience. After doing a show where I had to do a full drop. It was Joanna. That's who it was. I had to fall to my knees.
Oh, ow.
It was the scene with Anthony where I had to catch the pew-pew and go, bang.
Not the pew-pew, not unaliving. Here we go.
I mean, she had lost her shit at that point, so...
Most people lost their shit at that point in Sweeney Todd, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, that's Act 2 for you. Of any Sondheim show.
I bruised like a peach. I had to fall to my knees. I knew I was going to get bruised the second it happened. Even though I am stage fight trained, I know how to do it correctly. In the moment... I was not paying attention to my own safety. I was paying attention to the safety of everyone else in the room. And I was paying attention to, I had to catch a thing at the right angle. I had to catch the pew-pew in the right direction because the handle had to land in my hand for me to have enough time to actually hit my mark.
Mm-hmm. This is why we love Epsom salts.
Truly. Bruises were gone in 3 days.
Oh, amazing. We love that.
Yeah, and the other thing I recommend is getting an iPad stand so you can watch movies while you just lay in the bath.
Oh, that's also true. I like that a lot.
And a bubble bath. I highly recommend bubble bath. That one's just for fun.
That's for fun. Yeah, finding if you have a local Lush, more power to you.
Oh my god, I miss Lush. Huh? I did actually buy. Oh my god. I actually bought electric candles so that I could turn all my lights off and still read my book in the bathroom.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
Without getting a headache.
Understandable. But no, that comes to the last category of packing essentials is personal items.
Oh, yeah. Well, the other thing I want to touch on is things you need for rehearsal.
Oh, yes.
Like for me, because I'm not like you. I don't play pants roles. People don't cast me for those.
I mean, I have a few, but not many.
I always have to pack a rehearsal skirt.
Oh, I do too.
And depending on the contract, I've got a longer, heavier one and a shorter, thinner one.
Different lengths of skirts is huge.
Yeah. Sometimes if I don't know the time period that it's being done in, like I've done Susanna twice. I did it once based in the 90s and once based in time period. So I had to bring my heavier skirt, which takes up space. You have to be aware of that.
Yes.
But before going, I didn't know which one it was going to be. So I had to pack both. Other things I need for rehearsal are always highlighters. I did splurge. I got the pretty ones.
Ah,
I was
yes.
influenced by TikTok.
Oh, no.
And
it happened.
I love my little flaggies for staging. I love writing my staging down on sticky notes because then when it changes,
sticky notes, exactly.
I just move my sticky note. Sticky notes, pens, pencils, highlighters, rehearsal skirt, my character shoes.
Yes, whatever shoes you might need specifically for your production.
Giant water bottle, always.
Yes. Water bottle, a journal, maybe having a journal or two.
Oh, I always bring my that one I would actually classify as personal care because I use that for my own mental sanity.
Yeah, like it could be a rehearsal journal where you're doing maybe writing out your track or personal journal too.
See,
like,
I actually do my track, I type it out.
Oh yeah, I do it. I have a note in my iPad for all of that, but I know some people who physically have to write it out too. So both are wrong, not wrong.
I use my iPad. I have an Apple Pencil that I use on my iPad. So it's technically written out, but then I go type it up. But oh gosh, what are other things that I really like having for rehearsal?
I know I would love to add. I have a pair of knee pads.
Oh yeah, that's a really important one, especially for mezzos. Mezzos, tenors, and baritones. Sopranos, hit or miss.
Or anyone who might have to be playing a nun because you're kneeling.
I've actually played a lot of nuns, and I've only kneeled once. And it was Sound of Music.
I was about to say, yeah, the thing is, though, the nuns could be in musical theater, or they can be in opera, so...
Yeah, but even in Dead Man Walking, or Dark Sisters...
You're not kneeling so much, yeah. Dark Sisters, I also kneeled, yeah.
I did kneel in Dark Sisters. I did not kneel once in Dead Man Walking. But in Dark Sisters, it was more of I went down on my knees and then I laid out on the ground with my arms out in a T, like I was a cross.
Oh. But yes, other essentials to bring, similar to like what you would bring in your rehearsal bag, is making sure that you are bringing portable recording devices, bringing your portable ring light or whatever you use for recording, portable tripods as well.
Yep. I've got my chargers that I bring. Like, I've got my, little,
rechargeable battery, yeah.
Correct. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. There are so many things that we need for rehearsals. Sometimes it can be very overwhelming.
It can. I have to make sure I also have a protein bar or some kind of snack with me, depending on whatever the role is.
Yep. Hand sanitizer is a huge one for me. Sometimes they have it, but sometimes I'll just bring my own little one just because, if I'm crawling around on my hands and knees.
On the floor?
On the floor of a high school, probably.
Oh, no. Ugh.
Oh, my gosh. So many of my rehearsals have been in high schools, churches, floors I know have not been cleaned in years.
I don't want to think about it.
I'm pretty sure the dance studios I go to, those floors have been cleaned more often.
Probably.
And if you don't know, dance studio floors get cleaned maybe once a week. If that.
It's so true. Oh gosh. Oh goodness. But besides rehearsal items to pack, I also want to touch on what personal items, and of course this is going to differ for everyone, but I didn't realize how important packing just little personal items that help you if you're homesick, or just help you make your room wherever you're staying just a little bit more homey, like bringing little twinkly fairy lights.
Yeah, I've got some battery powered fairy lights that I like to bring.
Exactly, bringing those with you. Or what I like to bring with me, and I'm pulling this up on camera right now. Sorry world, you can't see it, but I will pack,
but I can,
one of two emotional support animals that aren't my cat, because I can't pack them. So I have I know squishmallows are a huge thing. I have two stuffed animals that I will sometimes bring with me, because you know what? Life on the road can be very lonely, and sometimes you need to cuddle up with a stuffed animal, and I can say that as a 30-year-old woman.
Speaking of lonely, rather than cuddling up with an animal or a stuffed animal, I like to cuddle up with a good book. And usually
Yes.
that book is smut, which I finally got Brennan to read.
I was about to say, well,
I finally
yes,
got Brennan on ACOTAR.
I am literally reading ACOTAR right now. I am bringing the second book with me onto my next contract. I am so excited.
The second book was my favorite.
Oh, I'm excited. It's going to be good. It's good. I've already started it, and I'm in a good spot already. I can't wait to bring some more books with me. But other personal items, bringing fairy lights, bringing pictures of loved ones, like actual physical pictures is fun.
A good set of headphones is also
great
priceless.
Set of headphones is good. It's true.
Other things that I find as personal comforts is a robe.
Yeah.
Like, especially if I'm at a homestay, I don't always want to just walk around in a towel when I'm going from the bathroom to my room. Sometimes I have had the absolute pleasure of being in a homestay. They were so lovely. And I actually had a bathroom attached. I had a suite, which was lovely.
Okay.
So that was nice. But I've had other homestays where it's across the hall. I'm on the same level as a family that's hosting me.
Yes, you never know.
Having a robe is just always nice. Even just backstage is nice.
That's true. Speaking of robe, packing shower sandals if you need them. And I would say splurge, bring your fuzzy socks, bring your slippers.
Oh, I always bring my fuzzy
you.
socks and my slippers. I literally cannot live without them. Bringing a personal sized fan for rehearsals is something else that I really like, especially for my summer contracts. I remember I was in Miami, and I had 4 layers of skirts on plus 2 corsets.
Why not?
She was
Miami?
toasty. So speaking of your 45 seconds off stage, I had 15 minutes out of a 4-hour show that I was off stage. And it was spent with my skirt hiked up around my waist, a fan blowing all over me. And it's a rechargeable fan. I love it.
Yes, bringing a personal fan, or also depending on if you have access to civilization, like I mentioned earlier, a box fan of some sort, because summer stock theater, or depending on where you are in the country, there's a good chance you won't have AC. That's exactly right. So having a handheld personal fan, and also maybe something for your room so you can sleep at night. Also white noise, it comes in handy. That also reminded me, if you like to have a portable personal steamer or a nebulizer, of course, bring that on the road as well.
Yeah, for me, I think a new staple that I would have to bring is my sunrise alarm.
Oh.
I love it. It's got white noise on it for me to go to bed. It wakes me up with noise and light. So I actually, wake up.
Whoops. We love 10 a.m. rehearsals.
Exactly. Other personal care. What else?
Bringing a yoga mat. Oh my gosh,
we are literally so in sync.
I was staring at my yoga mat, going, "Oh yeah, that is coming with me."
I know.
I've
got 4 sitting right in front of me. But having some sort of physical practice while you're traveling or while you're on a gig is so important. Coming from your yoga teacher, coming from your personal trainer, coming from Brennan. Sorry.
I'm just a yogi, but I love yoga and I practice all the time. I'm a 30-year-old trying to play a 10-year-old this summer.
I think it's so important, not only for flexibility, not only for your own physical stamina, but for grounding as well. For me, it also helps to ground my breath, which I find so important. Even just a light flow, just to get my joints moving in the morning before rehearsals to prevent injuries.
Love it. Love it.
And honestly, sometimes I will also bring, I bought ballas. I have ankle weights that I bring. They're 2 pounds each. It's really nice to have just to give that little extra oomph to a cute little morning flow. Or I've also used them in roles where I need to be a lot more stationary. I'm bad at planting my feet. I'm a pacer. I am a pacer. I will put them on my ankles in rehearsals to remind myself to ground. It is so useful.
Yeah.
Is there an OD?
You never know. Yeah, my cat just walked in, of course. Sorry. I obviously got distracted by my cat.
I saw the face.
But other than that, making sure if you have any specific diet things that you want to bring with you, coconut water, lemons.
I have to bring my gluten pills. I've got a gluten enzyme so that if I do have to eat gluten, I can.
Lactate, bringing your dairy pills. That's another big one. And also making sure that, I had it and I lost it. Oh no, what was it? We were talking about diet, but it was something similar. Oh no, I totally lost it, and it was
ADHD
a good
medication.
Probably that too. Oh, goodness. I totally lost it.
Electrolytes. Electrolytes saved my
Liquid
butt.
IV. Liquid
Yes.
IV is a beautiful,
Hashtag
beautiful
not
thing.
sponsored, but if they wanted to sponsor me, I would say yes immediately.
And if I could
And
join
if you're
that
wondering what the best
sponsorship, I would
flavor
take
is,
it.
it's strawberry lemonade.
Oh my goodness, we have opinions. I love it. Oh goodness. But yes, just things to help you calm down at the end of the evening as well too from these long rehearsals. So use your imagination, of course, if you know what I mean. But also,
I've
a big
actually never
fan-
brought one of those on contract.
Well, yes, neither have I. I was about to say I'm just a big fan of cozy Switch games. Me and my video game nerdiness.
I'm over here going, a
Segue.
book light for my Kindle?
That too, but just things to consider as well because we are all very used to having late night rehearsals, and adrenaline is a powerful thing. Could take some time to calm down at the end of the night.
Yeah, but also I know a lot of young artist programs, you'll be out until 10 p.m. at rehearsals and be expected to be there at 9 a.m. the next day. So take what you need to calm down while knowing that you might be in a shared space.
Very, very good advice. I love that.
And I'm going to leave it at that.
Oh, bringing a thermos. That should have been in the kitchen items as well, too.
Yes. I do
Bringing
love my thermos.
some type of
what
thermos.
color is your thermos?
My thermos, and actually it made me remember the other thing that would go into the
Please tell me
thermos.
it's green.
My thermoses are teal, so very close. Yes.
Mine's hot pink.
Of course. We are, of the same, yes. The Elfie Glinda is continuing, but yes, they're teal.
do love it.
But what I love to put in my thermos most of the time is tea.
Tea.
And purchasing local honey. That was what I was thinking of earlier.
Yes. So I know that Ellen and I have talked. I don't know if Ellen and I have talked about it. I know that someone did a research paper on it in grad school, and they did a presentation. But local honey actually helps if you have really bad allergies.
It does.
Like I know
Exactly.
I do. It actually helps to acclimate your allergies to the local pollen.
I highly recommend getting local honey no matter what time of year it is, because depending on where you are in the
there's
nation.
always pollen. It doesn't matter where you are. There's always pollen.
Every region's allergy season is going to be different, so
I've
kill
had
two birds
allergy
with one stone.
reactions in the middle of December.
yeah.
Go for
It's
the local
fine.
honey. Support a local business while you're at it.
Yes, please do. Please do. And maybe if you find some local tea, I would do it too. That sounds great.
Oh my gosh. The last thing that I wanted to include, because I included it, my cold brew maker. I make my own cold brew. I just buy local coffee grounds and I make my own cold brew. That's the other thing that I wanted to include.
If you need to have a pour over.
I am a coffee girly.
Yes, if I was about to say, if you need something to make for pour over coffee, or if you have a French press, tea infuser, of course, that's all kitchen items that definitely I would include.
Well, thank you all so much for listening. If you haven't already, make sure that you're subscribed to the show so that you never miss an episode. If you really loved this episode, we would love to see you tag us in your story so that we can connect with more of our followers.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
We'll see you next time.
We will also see you next time.
Bye.
Oops.